Hello everyone, KWB1i4.com here with another interesting movie talk about. This time talking about more interesting one in the franchise of space movies. I actually can't remember when this one was actually made, but it's Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Of course, this features the classic Enterprise crew, of course, and of course Khan, which was first encountered in the TV show of Star Trek. And it turns out that the Enterprise is being sent on a dangerous mission to be able to find a device known as what's that stupid Genesis. Yeah. Genesis, of course, if you know, also is the first book of the Bible. So, but in the Star Trek way, it is a device that that can be launched into a oh gosh, it's some sort of plan. I can't remember what it was, but it of course has William Shatner, who plays Captain Kirk. Leonard Nimoy is Spock. DeForest Kelley is Bones. George Takei is Sulu. Walter Koenig is Chekhov. Yeah, the Russian one. Yeah. Hard to imagine having a Russian guy for on the Enterprise, but of course he was originally at first in the movie was working with the Reliant, which belonged to another captain. But of course that was also the same shuttle that Khan stole. Silly space bastard. But yeah, Khan made off with the Reliant, and because of course Khan was after the Genesis device, and well, of course the Enterprise and Reliant, when that is when Khan was in control of Reliant, had at least, shit, I want to say at least maybe 2 or 3 encounters in the movie. I'm not real sure. But, yeah, of course, you see it in that one. You see a lot of phaser and photon torpedo firing. Yeah, in that one. Shoot, yeah. It was kind of a shocker that the right at the final battle where they went into the Ventura Nebula. Yeah, they went in there, and of course 2 of the things became useless on the Enterprise and Reliant. The tactical and the shields. Yeah, both were useless and unable to respond. Of course, Enterprise also picked up a third problem. Actually, I think even Reliant would counter this too, but their phaser locks were inoperative. So when Sulu noticed that, Kirk just gave the order, just best guess your shots and fire away. Yep. Well, of course, also something else along the way in the battle went wrong with the Enterprise. It encountered I think it was a radiation leak. Yeah, and so it of course caused Scott to faint. Silly throat of mine. Sorry. It's yeah, caused him to pass out, and so as after the Reliant took two torpedoes into her, Khan thought it was finally time to activate the Genesis wave and have the Reliant built up on detonation, which, if I remember the movie correctly, took 4 minutes. But Enterprise needed warp speed in 3 minutes, or else, of course, they were dead. So Kirk tried to get a hold of Scott on the intercom, and of course there was no response. So Kirk gave a quick order to Sulu to get them out of there at best possible speed, which of course was more likely a slow rate of speed, but so Spock took it upon himself to head down to the engine room to try and fix the solution, and which he managed to succeed in doing, and brought the mains back up online at a nominal rate. Here Kirk was thinking, bless you, Scotty. But it wasn't Scotty that did it. Instead it turned out to be Spock that fixed it. So Sulu finally activated the warp engines, got themselves out of there. And so Kirk later on, a little bit later in the movie, he called down to the engine room, and they thought that it was Scotty that, of course, got the job done. But Bones was on the other line, telling him that he ought to get down to the engine room and hurry. But so when Kirk looked over to his right, he saw that Spock was gone, and so he has this character called Saavik to take the con, and which of course Saavik is played by Kirstie Alley. Kind of interesting. Yeah. So Kirk heads for the engine room, and only to find, of course, that his best friend of all, Spock, was dying because of the radiation. So Spock was curious if the ship was out of danger. Kirk, of course, said yes, it is out of danger. He was like grieving about this. Kirk was. Actually, I was actually wrong about Kirk. Actually, his rank is admiral. But Spock told him not to grieve about it, though it is logical. There's also an old saying that I actually find true, believe it or not. It's what Spock and Kirk remembered, that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. Yeah. But, so of course, to soon end it off, of course, Spock died right there in the engine room, and poor Kirk couldn't believe it, but nearly brought tears to his eyes. So they held Spock's funeral right there on the Enterprise, and sent his body to Genesis. So that about will wrap up my talk about for Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Ooh, excuse me. That's 3 times I've done that in videos. Sorry. So if anyone likes my review, talk about Star Trek II, you can always subscribe to me. Till then.